3, 2, 1.
There we go. All right.
Okay, what's your name?
Askara.
Askara.
Yes.
What a great throw.
Yeah.
Askara, what do you do in life? Why are you asking somebody?
What do I do? You tell me what do I do?
Because you'll make a lot of fun
No, we won't.
of me. And this is going to go on YouTube.
And it's
Arey,
just-
forget about the cameras. They're just recording
this
you.
will be a problem. This will probably be a good story or you're going to make fun of me. But basically, I'm a channel.
Oh, you summon spirits.
Wait, you are a channel?
Yeah.
I genuinely
wait, one
thought
second.
YouTube channel.
I thought
And
you
I
said
said,
I
why
have a
will we
YouTube
make fun?
channel.
हमारा पूरा job ही है. हम क्यों तेरा मजाक उड़ाएंगे?
Can you elaborate?
Not spirits, but yeah, I can basically channel higher dimensional beings and all that.
Would you want to come up on stage and do that at some point? Are you okay with
Now?
it?
No,
Comfortable?
no.
Later? Half an hour later?
No.
1 hour?
No.
Can you channel some confidence?
You know, where...
Okay, so 1 second. Why did you ask her whether you should say it? Are you a friend of hers? A
She
spirit?
literally channeled this right now. She said that
What?
she would like to be in the front row and be the one who's speaking with y'all.
No!
You tossed it right to her.
By the way, we did not have this monkey shit planned. So
Yeah.
this has literally happened because you opened Instamart.
I saw
See,
monkeys.
you think it's not planned, but maybe it is.
I think you did this.
Can you share one of the craziest incidents that happened?
Haan, chal.
Okay, I can share one incident.
Say,
Whatever
say,
you're
say.
okay with.
So one of the things that I can channel for people, and I know a lot of people might want to contact me later, is that I can channel people's potential mates, like potential partners. Okay?
खत्म.
1 second. Askara,
कूद
hold
रहे वहाँ
on.
पे
No,
people.
Hold
I
on.
can't do it right
You know
now.
what has
I need
happened?
to.
1 second, hold on. You have said I can channel a mate, and this lady has gone.
So I'll just give you a story. So there was this guy who I liked in the past. Like the relationship didn't work. And years later, I wanted to know what his potential mate or the right person for him would look like, right? So I ended up channeling that girl. I got some information about her, okay? And next day was his birthday. And we were not in touch for about 2 years. And I just wished him happy birthday, etc., etc. And then excitedly, I told him that, listen, I started doing this thing. And I have channeled your potential mate. Do you want to know about her? And he said, okay. And I described this girl very excitedly. And he says, how do you know her? And I say, I don't know her. And then he says, I'm dating this girl.
And now he's filing a police complaint for stalker.
Hello and welcome to another episode of TISS Maa Kasam, a show where you'll hear unreal stories from real people. Stories that make you go, Maa Kasam, ye sach hai.
माँ कसम कौन साथ कौन खिलाफ है माँ कसम कौन है भाई कौन सांप है माँ कसम भाई चारा रहे भाईचारा माँ कसम हुआ जो भी उसके जिम्मेदार सिर्फ
So today you have for us a horror story.
Yes.
Okay. Are you guys ready? Yes? All right. Chalo, Pakshal, take it away.
Okay, so the setting is very noir. So it's set in 1981 in Kolkata. And it's a second-hand story from a point of view of my dad. So when he was 8 years old, when he came home from school, suddenly he got a very bad news from my grandmom that my granddad had acute pancreatitis and he had been admitted to the hospital. So like 40 years ago, that was a very serious disease and survival rate was just 5%. So my dad bid him, the final goodbye. And 2 days later, when my dad comes home from school, he sees that my granddad was discharged from the hospital. And this was very strange because he was in a very critical condition. And then when my family asked him, why did you take a discharge from the hospital? He was not saying anything. He just insisted that he doesn't want to go to any hospital ever. Okay, he may die in his bed, but he does not want to go to that hospital. So that hospital was Alipur Hospital in Kolkata, and he was admitted on the 7th floor of the hospital. Okay, so, and when he came back, he said that he wants to keep all the lights of the house switched on at entire times, okay, day and night. So my family was insisting that what happened, please tell us something. And then, by much persistence of my Bua and everyone, he finally agreed that he'll just keep one light bulb on at all times, but that must have written Om on it. Okay. So that bulb was switched on till the day he died in 2012. Then cut to around, I think, 16, 18 years later, and this is where the story takes a very weird turn.
16 years after?
After he got discharged.
The incident in 1981.
Okay, 16 years after that.
Right. So it takes a very weird turn. The country wakes up to the news of Mother Teresa passing away. Okay. So there were many articles in the newspaper about her life and so on. But one article that caught my family's eye was that Mother Teresa was denied sainthood from the Vatican. So despite many controversial religious, political reasons, there was one reason that caught my grandfather's eye. So what he saw in the newspaper was that a few years ago, when Mother Teresa was admitted to a hospital, at the 7th floor of the Alipur hospital, she saw a short, stout, and a little dark-skinned nurse. And she was very scared of her because she was getting a very weird feeling from her that if she sleeps, then she'll strangle her, and the only option is to commit suicide. So that was a very weird feeling that Mother Teresa was getting, right? So usually when you are, supposed to get a sainthood, you are not supposed to be scared of ghosts, right? But she experienced this. So that's when, around 16, 18 years later, my grandfather came forward with the story of what happened with him. Okay. So when he was admitted to the Alipur hospital, like in 1981, there was a rule in the hospital that every male critical patient should always be accompanied by 2 female nurses, right? And that day, one day, the night before he was discharged, he was just accompanied by 1 nurse. So that nurse was the same nurse that was described by Mother Teresa. The short, stout, and a little dark-skinned nurse, right? And she was directly staring at him. Okay, and my grandfather was also getting a very weird and eerie feeling that if he sleeps, she will strangle her. So my grandmother was just sleeping beside him. So my grandfather was trying to, wake her up. Say, please, ud jao, see what's happening. And she's like, kuch nahi hai, please, so jao. Because, like my grandmother thought that he was, very heavily sedated and all that. So she thought he might be hallucinated because of drugs and all that. So she just brushed it off. Now my grandfather saw the nurse and he also got a feeling that if I sleep, she will strangle me. There is only one another option, that is to jump off the balcony from the 7th floor. Okay, and the other option was to stare back. So 4-5 hours into the night, he was continuously staring at her, and she was also staring at him with just, a little smile to make it very weird. So one time it happened that he dozed off, and like 2 seconds later he woke up and he was seeing that she was coming closer to him. So he was like, okay, I am now taking discharge tomorrow. No matter what happens, I am taking discharge, right? So the rest of the night went, he was continuously staring at her. And at dawn, he was like, okay, I am going out of that. And the investigative journalist of Times of India, he was investigating this particular, story. And another father came of I think 8 or 10-year-old child who jumped off from the 7th floor. Same hospitals, same 7th floor. And even he was saying, Papa, I am seeing someone who I think will strangle me if I don't commit suicide. Right?
Oh, give it up for Bakshal, everyone.
So there is one more short incident which I just came to know from my father. So He said that when my grandfather was traveling from Mumbai to Kolkata on a train, it was a 2-day journey, and he befriended some of the fellow passengers. I think something came up that my grandfather, he was admitted to Alipur hospital. So the fellow passenger, he went white, he went pale at just the mention of that hospital. He said the same thing happened with him when he was admitted to the 7th floor of Alipur hospital. He saw, short, stout, dark-skinned nurse. And he also heard rumors in that hospital that many years ago, there was one nurse and she jumped off the balcony. That was, I think, 30 years even before that incident.
Well, firstly, give it up for Bakshay.
Yeah, once more.
Crazy story.
Proper ghost story.
So this nurse, did you find out any other details about, are there a lot of people who've gone through this?
I think at least 4 to 5 stories that came in the newspaper.
Yeah, these are all documented. Huh?
Yeah, these are all documented by people who saw who had similar kind of experiences on the 7th floor.
Wait, so your grandfather didn't see her when he came home?
No.
She only haunts that hospital, no? She doesn't.
Just that floor.
Oh,
Just that floor.
तो 6th floor पे लेना तो चलेगा?
हाँ,
उसका
चलेगा.
रेंज नहीं है ना उधर तक. सिग्नल नहीं आता उसका. अब हेवन से उसका सैटेलाइट छोटा है ना.
But
भूत वोडाफोन पे है क्या?
But this is another classic thing that never goes out of fashion, right? Ki if there's a couple, okay, ghost only seen by one person.
Yeah.
Other couple completely oblivious. अरे क्या है उसमें? कुछ तो भी तो नहीं है. And then just walks into.
Bro, मेरे साथ भी actually हुआ है haunting hospital में.
क्या बोल रहा है?
मैं अंबानी में एडमिटेड था.
हाँ.
फिर मैंने बिल देखा.
Hi, my name is Pratima. I'm a pet photographer. This story is based on my pet, and yeah, it's a little emotional, but there won't be any crying or anything.
You leave that to us to decide.
Okay, sorry. That's true.
Don't tell
From
me what to do.
my side, there will not be any crying.
I'll cry if I want to. I'm confident in my masculinity.
Okay, sure. Okay, so
Why do you have to do this?
Story तो आने दे.
So 10 years ago, I finally got my first dog after begging for one my entire life. And my parents were like, "Okay, you're mature enough now and we'll get you a dog. Fully your responsibility." So I said, cool. Me and my brother went, got the dog, and we were raising him on our own and doing all of those things. And we could see that when he'd run, he could only run like thoda sa, and then he'd like thak jaake, he would just lie down.
He was
And
30 years old.
yeah, literally. And we were like, okay, we didn't know what was wrong, but we knew something was wrong. And 2.5 years into his life, we were like debating on that whole neutering, not neutering concept. So we were like, okay, let's take a professional's opinion. And the vet, of course, said, nahi, neuter kar do, ye wo sab. So we took him, and they did tests and everything turned out fine. So she said, bring him next week, do this fast and all, and we'll do the surgery. So the night before the surgery happened, my mom came to me and she was like, dude, I have a very bad feeling. And she was crying while telling us this. She was like, no, I have a very bad feeling, And we were like, as a mother, obviously you're emotional and child is going under surgery. So we were like, don't worry, and sort of pushed it off. Then the next day we took him, and he went into surgery, but they gave him expired anesthesia, and then it went to his lungs. We opened an oxygen cylinder. Like, it was really long drawn. And for my mom, she's like, my child is dying. And for us, obviously, it was like the first death we've seen in front of our eyes. So I collapsed, and then all that was happening. And then you go home. Actually, the vet clinic had the gall to ask us, should we put him in a trash bag or wrap him?
Fuck, assholes.
Yeah. Okay, should we put him in a trash bag or wrap him in the blanket you brought him in? And I was like, I don't know how this is a question, right? And we were like leaving with so much confusion, because we were like, this was supposed to be an easy surgery. Like, this is, and you come in with a dog and you've left without one. So the house is empty, but it still smells like him. And it has all of his things. And you're just so confused. And we were just crying for days. And my dad was trying to get us out of it, where he was like, listen, try to remember his life and, you know, all the good things he brought into your life and all of that. So the entire 1 month after that was extremely tough on all of us. And 2 days after he passed, obviously we are all still in that shock state. So we've not done anything in the house, not cleaned anything. We're just like, okay, we're staying in this state right now. And the maid obviously has come and she's cleaning under my bed. So she's doing the jhadu and suddenly like one of his balls starts rolling because she's hit it. And it had a little bell inside. So it went chum chum chum. And I just intuitively got up and I was going to pick it up. And then my brain was like, no, yaar, like I can't touch his stuff. Like I'm just so bothered by it. And I'm not kidding. That exact second, my phone buzzed. And a random person texted me saying, your dog wants you to pick up the ball that's under your bed.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm really not kidding about this. It freaked me out where I looked at the phone and I was looking around the room. I was like, I don't have a CCTV or something here that someone has hacked into or something. Like, how is this happening? And I was like, who are you? What is happening? What? And he was just like, I'm a medium. And your dog is trying to... Exactly, which is why I thought I should tell this story.
He's not a medium, he's a large. Like this guy is...
Fuck.
Wow. Yeah. So he said, I'm a medium. Don't tell anyone this because this was obviously like 8 years ago. No one believed in... Or rather, no one would believe that he was doing this. And he was like, your dog is passing through me and I'm a channel and he just has some messages to pass to you. So I was like, okay, what? And then he said, he literally listed down the bone toy with spikes and this toy with this. So this one, and he listed down like 5 toys. And he said, your dog wants you to put them in a box, tape it and put it away. And the rest of the toys that he has, you can donate. And he said, these you cannot do anything to. And literally, they are there at home. And I don't have this man's number. This man has never come to my place. I don't know who he is, where he lives, nothing, okay? So this has happened. And I was like, what? And my family believes in energy and a lot of meditation and all that. So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Belief is there, but I don't know how the hell this is happening. So we did that. That second, I did all of that and I put it aside. And then he said, he has some messages that he wants to tell you. So then I'm like, what? And then he's told us where his body is. Because the clinic didn't tell us. The clinic wasn't allowing us to go do a burial or there was no crematory for animals. So they just told us, you leave him here and we will do the burial. So we don't know where he is, what it is and all. So he's told us, okay, I'm in a safe place, like there are other doggies here, you know, all of that. And we were like, okay. And then he has told very personal things to this man. And this man has told us those things. That, I mean, we don't know him, right? Like, we don't know who this guy is. So he's telling us all these things and he's told me something about my ex-boyfriend, about my brother.
Which the dog is saying?
Yeah, the dog is telling the medium to
What
tell
is the
me.
dog saying about your ex-boyfriend?
Like, maybe he's not the right person.
At one point, you're like, fuck, ek chup bet, sala, kya kar raha tu?
Yeah. And it was also like...
So he said, can you share one thing that he said about...
Honestly, I can't even remember right now. But it was something
like, about the ex.
Yeah, where he was
not
like...
Not the right guy.
Yeah, like just don't worry about
that
it
guy.
If something happens and all of that. Like be strong types. But he was speaking specifically about my brother.
If he cheats on you, main dekh lunga usko. Yes.
So he's speaking specifically about my brother who is on the autism spectrum, has ADD, ADHD and GAD. He has everything. So and we got the dog home because we thought, okay, my brother, social cues, this side will help. And they were like best friends. So obviously it hit him very hard. And my dog was trying to tell him like, you know, I have done my bit, but you can't backtrack now. Like everything I have taught you, you need to take forward. And he was like teaching him all of those things or saying all those things. Then he went to my mom and he was telling her certain things about my parents and how, yeah, he was like, I was meant to be in this family and like you guys took care of me in these ways, but this is how I took care of you. So continue that. Like it was very weird. And I was like, okay, I got my closure. This is enough. So I gave the phone to my parents. And I said, now you deal. Like I can't continue this conversation. We're 2 days into his death. We're all really crying. So I said, okay, no, I can't do this. And then we were like, okay, we didn't want to ask the identity of the man right away. We were like, let's just soak in this information. The entire week after that, after this incident happened, we were like, okay, let's do a deep cleanse of the house. Like everything has to be cleaned. Walls have to be wiped. It was like that. We were like, okay, let's just remove any negative energy that's there. So we were doing that, and because my dog had said continue what you were anyways doing, my dad was like, continue going on your early morning walks, because I used to take him in the morning. So I went down at 6 a.m. I'm doing the walk around the society, and every morning after the walk, we would sit on the stairs of the building and just watch like the world go by. And easily for half an hour we'd be sitting there. So I sat that morning, and obviously I'm crying, and the entire society knows that my dog has died because we have that pet group and also we've posted. So I'm sitting there, and suddenly I have this like heavy feeling next to me. And I'm just like, okay, weird. And I just sort of look at it and I'm like, okay, shake it off, whatever. I don't know what this is. But we believe in energy, so I'm like, kuch hai. And my incident passes by. And then the next day, my mom, she gets up, and before she even like opens her eyes, she used to just get up, put her chappal on, go to the kitchen, and without looking, pick out a treat packet and give him one treat. First thing in the morning, like without doing anything else. So that day she got up, and as soon as she got up, she was like, I smell him. Immediately. She was like, I smell him. There's like this weird, heavy feeling over here. I don't know what it is. And she was like, let me just continue doing what I do every day. She put on her chappal, she went to the kitchen, she raised her hand, and it went. No smell, no heaviness. My dad meditates for 1 hour every day in the evening from 7:30 to 8:30. He was like, of course, this is my normal routine, I will do it. My dog used to sit on the bed and literally pass out when this meditation is happening, because extremely positive energy, deep feelings, and also my dad was meditating, and again he was like, I could literally feel him on the bed right there. And each one of us had a weird experience like that, and we were like, okay, this is like a nice way for us to get closure through what we believe in. And then when we found out the identity of the man, we realized who he was. He used to live in the society. He also had a dog, but every time my dog never barked like at people. He loved people. He was a typical lab. But every time we passed that man, he would literally scurry around. Like he'd be like, I can't deal with this person. And if my dad was talking to that guy, he would bark and bark and bark. And then we realized who he was, because he came to us one day downstairs when my dad was walking, and he said, I am the medium. I just wanted to like let you guys know. And my dad was like, no wonder there's like this weird energy coming off this man that even my dog understood, but he knew who to go to. So it was like this weird exchange.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, man, give it up for Pratima. What a story. Yeah, and you told us not to cry.
Sorry.
That's insane.
He's gotten a dog like a month ago.
Yeah, and I just got a puppy.
I know.
Yeah.
This guy who was in your building.
Yeah.
And
So we have like 14 buildings. So he was in one of them.
One of them.
Not in mine, but...
So he was using his actual number, but you didn't have it saved.
Yeah, we didn't have it saved, but he knew how to get in touch because we were on that pet group and everything. So he was like, I know these guys live here. I'll get in touch with them. But we didn't know who he was. Like.
But why did the dog choose this guy who he hated?
That's what we don't know, right? Like that was unanswered for us, where we were like, he never liked him. But why was he the first one to go to?
I don't know if that conversation is awkward. If the dog does पूरा time उसमें बात करने के बाद like, hey bro,
listen now.
तेरे पास जियो कनेक्शन है क्या? That's it from this episode of Maa Kasam. New episodes drop every Friday. We'd love to hear your unbelievable stories, so mail them in at tissmaakasam@gmail.com.